Hello everyone, it's TrubyD44. I know it's been, 4 months since I've done a video, so now I'm back into the swing of things, and today what I'm going to be doing is an unboxing of the GeForce GTX580. It is the PNY version. It is the Accelerate, the Enthusiast Edition, which really is just a regular vanilla GTX580. I know someone had asked me, why am I going with the GTX 580s? I had the 480s, and I was going to get some 6970s when they came out, but I think you all have probably seen the reviews like I have. The 6970s are really, in my mind, unexciting. They are not the fastest single GPU card. They do some nice things, but I think for the most part they've been a disappointment. Yeah, the price to performance ratio is pretty good, but again, I want the top of the line. So when the 5970 came out and it looked unexciting, I said I'm going to go ahead and jump into the GTX 580s. And so I got two of these PNYs, and I know someone had already asked, why did you choose PNY? Well, I'll go into that here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at the box. First of all, I like the box. It's nice and small. In fact, I was pretty surprised. If you look at some of the pictures on the internet when you buy this card, the box looks like it's huge, but when you actually get the box, it's not very big at all. The size on the box is quite small, as a matter of fact. And yeah, it's quite small. And if I measure the box here, the box is about 12.5 inches. And I mean, that's pretty much about the size of the card. As far as the height on it, it's about 6.5 inches. So it's a nice small package. I think right now if you buy a PNY, you get like a free mini HDMI to HDMI cable, which is convenient. So let's go ahead and look at the box. It's black. You'd think you get some downloadable movies or something. Let's see here. The top, it's the PCI Express 2.0. It's 1.5 gigabits of GDDR5, and it has a DVI-I and a DVI-I, and then a mini HDMI, which, like I said, that PNY is offering a special right now where you can get the cable for free. So the back, there's a good picture of the back. Just gives all the specifications. I mean, it's nice packaging. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom out here a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the box. You can see on the side, actually has PNY listed. It's on both sides, so you just slide the box out. And when I first got the box, I was like, well, where do you open it? There's no crease. You got to open it from the sides. So let me go ahead and open it. Pull it down, and this is really minimalist packaging. But to be honest with you, I kind of like it. So there's the card. All it is it's in some plastic anti-static wrap. There's no papers you got to deal with pretty much. Underneath it, comes your. Let's go ahead, look at the accessories. You got your driver disc, which no one ever uses that, I don't think. Here's the accessory bundle, and it's there's not a lot of accessories. You get the mini HDMI to HDMI adapter. Of course, if you get the cable, you don't need that. Then you got a DVI to VGA. I don't think anyone's still using VGA, are they? And then they still include these with graphics cards. I mean, if your power supply doesn't have PCI Express, you probably shouldn't be buying the graphics card. And then here's a booklet, quick booklet. I'm not going to go through the booklet. Okay, so here's the card. Again, if you look at the packaging here, all it is a plastic shell. So let's go ahead and get this open. There's a couple tabs on it. There you go, take that off. And let's get a close-up of the card here. I think it's a nice looking card. There's a couple things I like about it, and there's a couple things I don't like about it. So let's talk about why I chose PNY. I've had some PNY cards in the past, and I hadn't had any issues with them. Their quality is fine as far as I know. I've not heard any bad things about PNY. But the main thing I like about them, and I mean you can test this right now. You can go to PNY's site and you can call the number and actually speak with someone. Now I know EVGA is very good at that too. But with EVGA, you got to give a serial number, and you got to do this and that. And you finally get and talk to someone. PNY, you dial their number, and you talk you talk to someone almost right away. And I think it's because they're not as big of a company as EVGA. So I was able to talk to them. You know, I bought one of these, and I wanted a matching second. And of course, they're out of stock because it's close to Christmas. And so I was able to call them, and even though it said out of stock on their website, they told me, they said, yeah, we got a couple here or whatever, so I ended up was able to get one. So I like being able to call them and be able to talk to someone like a real person, like right away. You don't have to wait forever. Now, it has a standard 1-year warranty on it, and if you register it within 30 days, you get an unlimited lifetime or limited lifetime warranty, which, I mean, you can't beat that. So if you plan on keeping the card, make sure you register it. You register it, you got anything ever goes wrong with it, they'll fix it. Another reason why I picked the PNY cards, if you pick it up here and you look at the side, and that's a real good picture right there, but it actually tells you it's a GTX 580. One thing I noticed about the 580s when they first came out, you know, before I bought them, is the actual styling of it looks a lot similar to older cards. And so that was one thing I didn't like. Usually I like to see a new design when the cards come out. Well, this was kind of an older design. If you look at it real quickly, it almost looks like a GTX 280. And so I didn't like that. So I looked around and I saw PNY's actually come with their own little logo right there where it says PNY GTX 580, and I like that. It has a 8-pin and a 6-pin power, and it has the normal GT or the GeForce logo. Most of the 580s out there, it will not have this sticker. It'll just have the GeForce logo. So you know, I like logos. I think y'all noticed that from my other computer reviews. Now you look at the back. I mean, it almost looks exactly the same as a GTX 480 in my mind. And I think I ended up buying about 11 GTX 480s for builds of my own and for builds of friends. So I mean, this looks almost exact. Now, if you take the air cooler off, there is some differences, so you can't use a GTX 480 water block on it. Now let's talk about something else. This is one thing I didn't like. If I can get close enough, see the bubbles there on the sticker? I've tried to get them out by pushing on them, and I can't do it. So I'm going to give PNY a call, and I'm going to say, you know, what's going on? Because it's a beautiful product. Of course, there's no bubbles under this, and that looks really nice. It looks really nice when it's in your system too. And then they mess it up with some bubbles on the sticker. So you can see, I mean, that's bad. That is really bad. I don't know why that got through their quality control. Now, of course, it doesn't affect the card at all, but I mean, it's something that kind of bugs me and probably bugs enthusiasts out there that would get the card. My second card, it's the same way. So I don't understand that. Look at the connectors here, and they're connectors, what I said, 2 DVI eyes, and then a mini HDMI. And you have the standard grill for the exhaust. And one thing I like about the GTX 580s is all the heat from the card exhausts outside the case. So why 580s? You know, I had 480s. I like 480s, but they ran hot. They used a lot of power. You can see from some of my power consumption videos, and they were loud or louder. The 580 solves that. In all honesty, if the 480s would have came out as what you see here, the 580, I think Nvidia would be in a lot better position against AMD right now than they are. The 580 really should have been the 480. I think they rushed Fermi out because the ATI 5000 series was doing such a good job, and they wanted to get something out there, and they just weren't ready. And so they pushed the 480s out. The 580 is really a different animal. I know it's easy to think, well, the 480 was this, they bumped the clocks up for the 580s. No. It has more processing power, has more processors that are enabled. It actually has a higher clock, and the memory's clocked higher. You get at least 25% better performance than you do from a GTX 480. And it runs cooler, and the fan doesn't run as fast, and it's not as loud. So it still uses a lot of power compared to the ATI offerings or AMD offerings, but it uses less than what the 480 did. So I'm telling you right now, in my mind, the card to get is a GTX 580. And I think Nvidia did not do a very good job advertising it. When the 580 first came out, I thought blah blah, it's just a speed bump, it's just, you know, there's nothing special to it. But I'm telling you, 25% greater performance, lower power consumption, lower heat output, and quieter. I mean, those are really the biggest negatives I had for the GTX 480. So the 580 is a different animal, and do not hesitate to buy this card. I would definitely rather have this than a 6970. When the 6990s come out, we'll see how well those do, but it keeps being pushed back. It's in Q1 of next year right now for the 6990s. So if you're looking for something now, I think the GTX 580 is great, especially if you want to upgrade. And I ended up getting, that's one I have there. I got another one here. So I'm going to be running some benchmarks soon, and I will get those benchmarks to you all, and I'll be able to show you the scaling on it. And what I've seen with the scaling so far is almost 100% scaling. You know, if you're getting 40 frames per second with one card, you'll almost get 80 with the second card, and that really is the benefit of going with SLI over Crossfire. So here is the unboxing of the PNY GTX 580. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned, and I'll have some benchmark videos come up. Thank you.